Located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried
Holiday? Free never sounded so good.
817 Guns in the 701. Clay, the man with the biggest handshake, the most strong handshake you'll ever get. If you ever see Clay, have him shake your hand, but just be ready. One, you may not get your hand back.
Hey, I was taught that a long time ago. A good firm handshake kind of sets the tone, don't it?
The last man that shook my hand that strong was my late grandfather. Not the drunk one, the other one, the good one.
The other one, the good one, yeah.
I never shook the drunk grandfather's hand because it'd probably be all sticky anyway.
Oh, no. We won't even go down that
No,
rabbit
I know, right? I mean, As a child, you just think, no, I don't want to touch him. I might catch on fire. No. But the good one, the guy that worked the grandfather who worked at Hormel, or as we call it outside of Austin, Minnesota, Hormel, as we all mispronounce it, it's Hormel. Over to Hormel's, yeah.
You betcha.
He worked there for 30 some odd years, and yeah. Don't ask about spam.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And it's nothing like it used to be anyway. So yeah.
No, we have it all the time. It's fine. It's good. I don't know what everybody's phobia is, but it's like sausage. It's like you don't want to know, just eat it and love it.
I don't ask what's in it anymore, right?
Well, and if you really want to be scared, read the ingredient label on plenty of things you might be eating.
Oh, yeah, it would definitely shock you to see what's in a lot of our food. Well, and that's a whole nother subject.
Exactly. I mean, in 1937, when they were putting spam together, we didn't have all these fake ingredients we have now.
Yep.
Absolutely. At least it was actual ingredients. Granted, it may not have been intended for human consumption or not, but they came up with a way and it worked and it's fine.
Real good stuff.
If you're ever going through Austin, Minnesota, make sure you stop at the Hormel Museum because it is well worth it. But
might have to do that.
I was mentioning that there's got to be some sort of Christmas gift idea within this first story. 7 pro-gun ear surgeons create national sound suppressor policy. Now, shouldn't there be like a ear surgeon approved suppressor that you buy for Christmas so people out there?
There we go. Now, there's a marketing deal, isn't there?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm getting at here. I think it should have the seal of approval. Like you have the good housekeeping seal of approval for home cleaning or whatever stuff. Then you have that for hunters and, Second Amendment enthusiasts and stuff.
Well, maybe we have to work on this group called what? The American Academy of Otolology? Is that how you pronounce that? Head and neck surgery?
Otolaryngology. Yeah. I know. Boy, there's a word none of us are going to use in regular conversation.
There's your word of the day.
Holy crap. Usually I can figure out how to pronounce a word when I see a word, but...
Yeah, that one's kind of...
That's otolaryngology.
Yeah.
Otolaryngology.
It's one of them ologies.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. That one's a mouthful.
Why even use a word? Doesn't somebody go, that is too big a word. We need something a little more concise here. Less is more.
Call it American Academy of Hearing and Throat Specialists or something.
Well, exactly. Because nobody is born knowing what that word means.
No,
just
I
say what, because otherwise everybody's going to ask anyway, so you got to say it anyway. Just say it in the first place.
There you go.
All right, off the soapbox, Todd.
Yeah, I just thought this one was great, though. They've tried this before. As we all know, suppressors help. I mean, no matter what, when you're shooting, it's just a good hearing protection item. It truly is. And, I mean, we are one of the only countries, get this, anti-gun countries or ones that don't have our freedoms like Britain, Africa, a lot of other countries. You can buy them just like any other accessory to your firearm without any $200 tax stamp, a background check, and being fingerprinted. I mean, we're the only ones that classify these as the NFA item, which is a National Firearms Act item. So to me, this makes sense. And these guys have been working on this for a long time. This isn't the first time that they brought this policy to this to this organization we can't pronounce. But they finally got it through. It was always kind of rejected, saying, "Oh, these guys are just gun nuts." We're all gun nuts, aren't we? If we support the Second Amendment. There you go. You put it through there.
Otolaryngology.
Now, if we need it slower, I could put it on slow.
Low mo.
And then
Otolaryngology.
Otolaryngology. Now I can't get it out of my head.
I have to have a little song for it.
Otolaryngology.
So there's the word. Weave that into the conversation today.
Oh, my God.
I got to remember that for next time we have one of those, when they say the secret word, be the 10th caller things.
There you go, otolaryngology. There
Can you imagine Daryl Lee's having to say that in the afternoon? And
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, Daryl would love that.
Don't give him a pronouncer or anything. Just spell it out.
That'd be great.
Although you could do the same thing I do and, search it out in a search engine, but still.
But yeah,
it's one of those things that scares you as you look at it and go, oh, crap, I should have pre-read this.
Yeah, it's I've seen that. Am I going to try to even pronounce that? But let's face it, it's about hearing. I mean, that's what they do, I believe.
Well, it's your larynx too, though. That's why the laryngology thing.
Yeah.
So it's not just that. But that said, like we were just talking about, since you have to explain what the heck it is anyway, why don't you just use a term that you don't have to explain?
Right. Exactly. The nice thing about them is that they are kind of a renowned, they're a respected association, which I was actually kind of shocked to hear. And I never heard of them, but in
you have to be able to say that word the first time to be a member. They better be respected.
Exactly. So having them on board to basically get the Hearing Protection Act through, that's going to be a great thing. I still think that it's got a long battle within Congress, but having these guys on board is going to help. And I mean, they just made a real simple position that sound suppressors, they're mechanical devices, they're attached to the barrel of a firearm designed to reduce harmful impulse noises. Pretty simple. I mean, there's some other things in there, but it's a suppressor is a tool. And I don't know if you've ever been behind a suppressor, Todd, but it makes a heck of a difference, all the way around. I mean, to me, it's probably the most useful tool you can put on your firearm to reduce sound that's going to protect your hearing. And my hearing's bad enough as it is. So
what?
Yeah, what?
You realize 50 doctors are laughing at us now? They can't even say that on the radio. You believe those guys? Why don't they know how to pronounce that? Because none of us went to med school. That's why.
Have them call in and explain it to us.
Clay Peterson goes to the 701-825 at KFYR. Oldest firearm in the U.S. unearthed in Arizona. What? 500 years old?
That's what they're saying, yeah. And I can tell you, I'm going to give you a little why I even included this. This is going to be a huge thing, I imagine, when you go to defend Second Amendment rights and laws and things. And we've got one coming up from Alabama here that we're going to talk about. But to defend Bruin and base it on Bruin, because the Bruin decision, like we all said, it basically changed the entire landscape. This will show historical use of firearms going back 500 years, really. And that's why I put this in here. It's a 500-year-old bronze cannon linked to the Francisco Vasquez de Coronado's expedition. So, that goes back a ways, don't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not that old. I realize you think I'm that old, but...
No. But I just love the fact that... And by the way, cannons to this day are not illegal to own. Sorry, Joe Biden. I remember when he said that. What a moron. Oh.
Maybe impractical to own, but...
Otolaryngology.
But not illegal.
Not illegal, that's right. And... I remember when he was stating that. Well, now this just shows you right out. 500 years ago, they had cannons, and we still have cannons 500 years later, and they're not illegal to own, so you can have them.
Don't you think that if you got him in the right press conference, you can get him to admit he'd rather get rid of the Second Amendment than any other amendment?
Well, if you can keep him awake long enough, and he saw him in Africa, he probably couldn't even hold his attention that long. But... yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now, when you read the DNC's platform, that particular party and Joe Biden has a history of voting against the Second Amendment. I think they'd like to do away with it.
And that's why Walz didn't even win his own home county.
That's right, because they know what he's like.
You can't take a good southern Minnesota guy out of southern Minnesota and have him get rid of the values and then expect everybody in southern Minnesota to embrace you again.
Exactly.
Sorry, it's not.
He signed plenty of anti-gun legislation as governor. So yeah, you can't fool everybody all of the time, and that was proven here in November.
Once you go in front of people, I mean, I'm not a gun owner. Okay, I can't take apart and put together a gun, but I'm not going to go on camera acting like I can and proving that I can't. But I'll guarantee you, everybody like me can spot the fake a mile away.
Well. And I love it. We had a governor do it on our show. Mr. Kelly Armstrong showed Walls exactly how to use that firearm.
Therefore, he is qualified to be our next vice president.
Yes, he is. Hey, there we go.
32, 36. I mean,
Vice President Armstrong. There you go, Kelly.
Yeah. Come on, Kelly. And just don't forget us, okay?
There you go. Yep.
He once told me I made him sound better than he sounds on some of the news soundbite stuff, and I hope he remembers saying that because it's true.
There you go. I need to find that clip.
And I only do that for people I like, by the way. That's not true. I've done that for people I don't like. I'm just teasing. 4 out of 5 ear doctors say what? Thanks, Tom. My neighbor Tom.
Yep.
You can always call it my neighbor Tom for a good comeback. Clay Peterson Guns in the 701. It's 8:28, and we've got more coming up.
The number of emails that I get now, Buck. You look fat and drunk. Really kind of amazing.
When I used to do CNN, viewers would say, I'd be open to what you said, except I hate your ugly, stupid face.
Who needs sunscreen when you have skin as thick as Clay Travis and Buck Sexton?
It's kind of mean.
Pile on.
At 11 on the legendary voice of the Northern Plains, KFYR 550.
KFYR 550.
KFYR 550, the legendary voice of the Northern Plains, granting Christmas wishes and spreading holiday cheer.
My daughter, she's struggling with making ends meet and finishing school.
So we wanted to grant your Christmas wish, and we wanted to help out a little bit.
I honestly can't thank you enough.
What's your Christmas wish?
I wish to see my son for Christmas. It's hard not being there to see my granddaughter grow up.
Well, how would you like to give him a big hug this Christmas?
Oh, thank you.
We're teaming up with Chase Freedom to celebrate the spirit of Christmas.
Thank you. iHeartRadio. Oh my gosh.
Tell us what your Christmas wish is now. KFYR.com.
We're going to grant your Christmas wish.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Presented by Chase Freedom. They want to see all of your holiday wishes come true. 'Tis the season to make treasured holiday memories with those you hold dear. The Chase Freedom team wishes you and yours a wonderful holiday season filled with love, joy, and the warmth of giving back.
Supplements are everywhere, but how do you know they're working or not hurting? What if you could get custom-made supplements with the exact ingredients and dosages that work for you? Meet Viome, creator of the world's most advanced microbiome test. This isn't a food sensitivity test. This tells you exactly what you need to eat and avoid based on your body's response to over 370 foods. Viome uses cutting-edge RNA and AI technology to analyze your unique biology and creates a personalized plan to optimize your health. That's not all. They create made-for-you supplements, biotics, and oral care products, all tailored specifically to your results. Whether you want to improve energy, increase focus, or lose weight, Viome offers a personalized plan to help you succeed. It's easy to get started, all from the comfort of your home. Take control of your health journey today and reap the benefits long-term. Visit Viome.com to learn more and get $110 off any test using code IHEART. That's Viome.com. Viome. Your health evolution starts now.
Celebrate the season with the very best Christmas music ever made with iHeart Christmas. Streaming commercial-free right now on your free iHeart Radio app. From shopping, gathering with friends, or wrapping presents, iHeart Christmas is the perfect soundtrack to your holidays. Listen now commercial-free on your favorite smart speaker and the free iHeart Radio app. Just search Holiday. Free never sounded so good.
It's Mitchell in the Morning, KFYR 550.
The beef markets are in a unique place, especially during 2024. We'll cover out some of those issues next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Whether farming has been in your family for generations or you're just starting out, you know that there's a lot to be learned from those who've been doing this a while. Work with the bank that's been committed to farmers and their families for more than 80 years and can help you plan for and navigate changes today and down the line. Work with Bremer Bank because understanding is everything. Put us to work for you today at Bremer.com.
KFYR.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Well, 2024 has been interesting in the beef market, to say the least. Lance Zimmerman, a beef analyst for RAPAIR Research, says demand remains high despite tighter supplies and higher prices.
Right now, when we talk about the cattle and beef markets, we're in a unique place. And the beef cow herd's in 5 years of decline because of drought and other challenges we've seen. Consumer beef demand is actually 5% higher than last year, and the highest it's been at any point since 1986. And so even with the pressures that we all talk about on consumers today, beef's been really resilient, and that's allowed the cattle markets to be stronger.
Other countries are beginning to imitate the United States in feeding their cattle grain for longer periods of time.
And I think one of the biggest things that we see in the U.S., unlike a lot of other beef-consuming countries around the globe, our system is grain-fed, and long grain-fed at that. And so there are other countries that are leaning more into grain-fed, obviously Brazil, Mexico, even Australia.
Once again, it's Lance Zimmerman with RAPAIR Research. With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
Tis the season. When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio. Mix 92.9, Bismarck's Christmas station.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
This is Qdoba. It's a free guac and queso kind of place. Some other restaurants will tell you guac and queso cost extra. But at Qdoba, handcrafted guac and their famous 3-cheese queso are always free on your entree. All day, every day. Stop by or order online. If you want guac and queso on your burrito or bowl, remember the magic words, it's free. Qdoba, a break from the ordinary. Extra portions of guac and queso subject to charge.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for 50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Pick up your phone and shake it to get $50 off any cocktail maker. Yes, you heard me. Shake your phone and get $50 off. Don't delay.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
KFYR.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President-elect Trump says support for his defense secretary nominee is stronger than the fake news would have you believe. Pete Hegseth's dealing with reports of public intoxication, mistreating women, and mismanaging veterans charities yesterday at the Capitol in between meetings with senators.
We're going to earn those votes. We're fighting all the way through the tape. We're grateful to have the president's support.
Trump posts Pete's a winner, and nothing can be done to change that. The November jobs report shows a bounce back from a month affected by strikes and hurricanes, with more jobs created than most economists expected.
227,000 jobs were created. The unemployment rate, 4.2%, is exactly in line with expectations on this. The average hourly earnings rose 13 cents or 0.4% year over year. It's 4%.
Fox business correspondent Edward Lawrence. Labor force participation last month, 62.5%. That's down 0.1 point. America's listening to Fox News.
And now from North Dakota's News Authority, Todd Mitchell, KFYR Radio News.
Warmer today and even warmer yet tomorrow, though a cooling trend will start next week. Dry till we get to Sunday when rain chances return. That should transition to snow during the night Sunday. For Bismarck, AccuWeather calling for cloudy and 39 today, clear tonight 26. Mix of sun and clouds 45 tomorrow. A shower in places Sunday 45. Back down to 30 Monday, 23 Tuesday. Details coming out about the deadly collision near Glen Ellen. 43-year-old Tyler Feist of Mandan was driving on 49 northeast of Glen Ellen yesterday morning when he tried to pass a semi in a no passing zone and drove head on into an SUV driven by 41-year-old Patricia Olafin of Beulah, injuring both drivers. A passenger in the car, 42-year-old Christopher Knoll of Mandan, killed in the crash. A Montana group trying to bring more passenger rail service to North Dakota. Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority wants to restore the old North Coast Hiawatha rail line that ran between Chicago and Seattle until being shut down in 79. So far, city leaders in Bismarck, Mandan, and Burleigh County have signaled their support for the project. Sarah Audie Coleman of the North Dakota Marketing and Tourism Department indicates the new road would provide amazing scenery and include access to Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Organizers say it's likely the service won't be ready until 2032. A Jamestown man who served as a state senator for 46 years has passed away. David Nething, elected in 66, served until his retirement in 2012. At the time, he was the longest-serving Republican state senator in the U.S. He was 91. A funeral service will take place Wednesday morning at United Presbyterian Church in Jamestown. A March trial date looks likely for a Grand Forks man accused of firing shots at officers trying to arrest him, Jeffrey Simpson Jr., charged with 12 felonies, including attempted murder, after he opened fire on 6 Grand Forks SWAT team members last March. They were on the scene because Simpson's ex-girlfriend said he had threatened to kill her while holding a gun to her head. Simpson pled not guilty to the charges back in June. Police say the person who was shot Wednesday at a South Fargo apartment building has died of their injuries. Police were called to the apartments in the 4500 block of 47th Street South around noon Wednesday and found a victim with life-threatening gunshot wounds. Police say the victim died yesterday. The shooting is now being investigated as a homicide. Name of the victim expected to come out today. The suspect still at large. And a new state bill would provide $15 million to replace Chinese drones used in North Dakota. The bill introduced this week by Republican lawmaker Mike Nathy would replace the Chinese drones currently being used by North Dakota law enforcement, oil regulators, state agencies, and colleges. He said there are Chinese-made drones going over oil fields, missile sites, Air Force bases, and everything in North Dakota, and it was not only a security concern for the state itself, but also for the U.S. North Dakota state institutions that own over 350 drones, with about 90% of those made in China. 3 days of warming. Your KFYR AccuWeather forecast is on the way.
'Tis the season when you're in the mood for holiday music. Listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio. Mix 92.9, Bismarck's Christmas station.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Spirits, wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes! From mixing cocktails, a friendly get-together, or a brunch outdoors, Total Wine has everything you need, and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Stuff happens. That's why AAA membership offers lockout assistance, flat tire assistance, and RIP My Battery assistance. No wonder 56 million drivers trust our roadside assistance. Join now at AAA.com/member. Roadside assistance is provided by independent facilities contracted by AAA. Coverage in taxis, limousines, and other ride-sharing conveyances is excluded. Offers, terms, conditions, and policies are subject to change without notice. Visit AAA.com/member for details.
iHeartRadio is your number one app for the holidays. Just open the app and search Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. It will be a cloudy day. High today at 39. Mainly clear tonight, low 26. Clouds and sun, mild day tomorrow, the high 45. Some clouds tomorrow night, low 26. Clouds and breezy in the afternoon. On Sunday, a shower in spots, high 45. Monday, windy, colder, low clouds, the high Monday at 30. Plan with confidence. Check out AccuWeather.com today with your AccuWeather forecast. I'm Steve Williams.
7:19 in Bismarck at KFYR. Michael Bell, Dakota Mornings after 9. More with Clay and Guns in the 701 next.
Tis the season. When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio. Mix 92.9, Bismarck's Christmas station.
It's been used as a store of value for thousands of years. It's known as a safe haven asset. It's breaking records this year, and many economists predict it could skyrocket even higher. Of course, I'm talking about gold. And right now, Goldco is offering a free gold and silver kit to help you learn more about how it could help you. Call 855-GOLD-IRA, and you could receive up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Call 855-GOLD-IRA.
All right, we're all set for the party. I've trimmed the tree, hung the mistletoe, and paired all those weird-shaped knives and forks with the appropriate cheeses. And I plugged in the Bartesian.
Bartesian?
It's a home cocktail maker that makes over 60 premium cocktails, plus a whole lot of seasonal favorites, too. I just got it for $50 off. So, how about a Cosmopolitan or a mistletoe margarita?
I'm thirsty.
Watch. I just pop in a capsule, choose my strength, and...
Wow, it's beginning to feel more seasonal in here already.
If your holiday party doesn't have a bartender, then you become the bartender. Unless you've got a Bartesian, because Bartesian crafts every cocktail perfectly in as little as 30 seconds. And I just got it for $50 off.
'Tis the season to be jollier.
Add some holiday flavor to every celebration with the sleek, sophisticated home cocktail maker, Bartesian. Pick up your phone and shake it to get $50 off any cocktail maker. Yes, you heard me. Shake your phone and get $50 off. Don't delay.
My home down payment would be $74,000, but with my VA home loan, my down payment is zero. My service was then. My benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov. Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Listen up, folks. Time could be running out to lock in a historic yield at public.com. As of September 23rd, 2024, you can lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account. But here's the thing. The Federal Reserve just announced a big rate cut, and the plan is for more rate cuts this year and in 2025 as well. That's good news if you're looking to buy a home, but it might not be so good for the interest you earn on your cash. So, if you want to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment grade bonds, you might want to act fast. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. And once you lock in your yield, you can earn regular interest payments even as rates decline. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. But hurry, your yield is not locked in until you invest. Brought to you by Public Investing, member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
Wake up at Holiday Inn Express to a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. Count on all the hot, fresh coffee you need and an incredible breakfast buffet that has something for everyone, like eggs, cinnamon rolls, and even hot, fresh pancakes with all the toppings you crave. Next time, do yourself a favor and stay at a Holiday Inn Express with a can't-miss breakfast that's free with every stay. So, when you wake up at Holiday Inn Express, you'll wake up happy. A part of IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Even when Clay and I are on, it never sounded so good. 844 at KFYR. Todd Mitchell and Clay Peterson. It's Guns in the 701. Okay, I had our next story up here.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to throw something in there quick.
Okay, throw something in there. Well, yeah, that's right. I had something else too, but go ahead.
Well, we have our poll going on both Fascist Book and on Twitter. and it has to do with the North Dakota State Rifle. What would you like to see? And the lever action right now is leading, and between the two polls, and I averaged them 65.5%. They want the lever action, and a lot of people are talking about, of course, what I figured, the Teddy Roosevelt gun. And then it comes in the bolt action at 29% and AR-15 8%. So go on there, hit our X and our fascist book, and go ahead and take that poll because it's going to end after today, and we'll kind of compile.
Are they going to be handing out Teddy Roosevelt guns at the new presidential library when that opens? Or
well, I would think they have to, but I have no clue.
I think Guns in the 701 should be out there. Have Guns in the 701 day, and everybody, it's the first 701 people who stop by get a Teddy Roosevelt gun. Okay, do it on April 1st and then make it something like a toy or something.
Oh, my goodness. Like 1895, chambered in a 405. Yeah.
See, the sky's the limit on what you can do with that. Hey, what the CEO that got gunned down in New York City, is the whole gun control crowd going to come out, and then are they forgetting about places like Chicago where there is gun control and yet more crime?
Oh, I'm sure that, some of them kind of have. They've already been attacking the suppressors because, you had a suppressor and that made it easier. PMS NBC was over there doing that, and I got to use an old Rush lingo there. But I
was going to say, can we still call him that? Because what would he call them since they went down to Mar-a-Lago right away?
I don't know.
What would he have called them? Because obviously he would have probably had some term or something.
Oh, he would have.
But
I miss listening to
I know. He went way too soon. He's one of those people that should have been lived to like 119 or something.
Yeah.
So we'd all be able to appreciate him. But
Rush's insight and commentary now would be just phenomenal.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, they did. They came out right away and attacked suppressors, the anti-gun crowd. And I imagine they're going to, let's not forget, New York City itself is pretty hard to even have a permit to carry. I mean, they're tough to get. You basically got to be somebody and not somebody like you or me. You got to have a lot of money to basically get a permit in New York City and be.
Yeah, it's not like plenty of it's not like plenty of other places where you got a gun, so what? If you want to carry and not have to be that responsible about it, then go to Texas or something. New York City's not for you because you're right. The bureaucracy you got to go through to be able to, and then when you do, it's like, oh, you have a gun.
Yep.
Well,
yeah,
because guess what? The idiot who's trying to kill me has one. That's why I have one. But
the criminals, they just, by nature, being a criminal, they don't care. And as we saw play out, we've seen what happened, and I still don't know what to think of that whole situation. I think it's more than random. I imagine there's some kind of a motive. Hopefully that'll come out, but it's sure reminiscent, like you and I were talking, of what happened in Vegas. And we still never got the details as to what happened there, and I have a feeling that's kind of what's going to happen.
If you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns, and it's true. I know it sounds catchy or whatever, but it's true.
Yep, absolutely.
Alabama City not enforcing its latest gun control ordinance either. What's going on down south there?
Well, they decided they didn't like Alabama's permitless carry law, which is basically that takes precedent over the county or the city, kind of like we have in North and South Dakota. So the city council said, no, we don't care. They adopted an ordinance that requires, get this, everyone who carries a gun, they also have to now have a photo ID on them. If they can't present a present and valid ID, then police are supposed to confiscate that firearm. Of course, that's illegal. Hold it for 30 days. The person who had it confiscated can go and try to get it back, but to do it, they have to not only provide their photo ID, imagine that, you don't need it for voting, but you need it for this, and then proof of legal ownership of the firearm, as well as forking over a $150 fine. So they take your right, they infringe it, tell you got to have a photo ID to get it back and exercise it. If you can't prove it's your gun, now, I don't know how many gun owners are out there still have every receipt from every firearm they've ever purchased, but I bet very few. And I mean, how are you going to actually prove it's yours unless you can request your 4473 form? Oh, but you can't do that probably unless you're law enforcement. Anyway, and then you got to give them $150 to get your own property back that they should have never seized to begin with. I mean, that's like a red flag law to the nth degree. Well, and then if you can't do that, they'll take your personal property, which I call civil asset forfeiture, and they'll destroy it in 30 days. Luckily, somebody down there said, nope, we're not going to do this. I don't know who it was, but they are not enforcing it right now, and that has caused a big stir within the city council. They want to have that ordinance rescinded, which they should, because it's going to be overturned in the courts anyway because of the preemption statute that Alabama already has. And the Attorney General down in Alabama sent them a letter and said, listen, you guys are violating the law. It's going to go to court. I mean, when you read the actual letter, he pretty much told them, get rid of the ordinance because you're never going to win this in court, and you're just going to cost your city thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars fighting it. And I was glad to see that someone stepped up and said that. No, we'll see where this plays out, but I imagine you got a couple leftists down there on that council, and they're going to fight this.
No. Well, it is the South, so Southern Democrats tend to be a little more conservative than, say, New York City. But
yeah, and it's Montgomery, and like every other city, you know how that goes.
True. 850 and KFYR Clay Guns to the 701. So every once in a while, you see that movie where somebody grabs a gun out of somebody's hand and points it at them. The tables turn. Does that happen in real life? Apparently, it does.
Yeah, evidently it does down in Tennessee, Memphis, and I've been through there. That's a pretty good-sized place. Anyway, robbery victim, he basically turned a potential encounter into a self-defense success. I love how they keyed that, but this guy, they only call him the victim, and I couldn't get much more information on it. But the officers responded to this shooting outside of the Classic Inn on American Way down there. They found a man, when you love driving up on this, find a man suffering from multiple gunshot wounds and a woman with a gunshot wound to her upper arm. The man then was hospitalized. He was in critical condition. I had no report on that either. I couldn't find any status. And the woman sustained a non-critical injuries and then was released. The guy that was trying to be robbed, evidently this gal, and I don't know what shady idea was going on there, but he was there to meet her. She came out wrapped in a blanket and then got him to go behind the building. So that sounds a little bit sketchy to begin with.
Yeah. Nothing suspicious about that. Yeah.
Nah, nothing at all. And basically she was armed, and when she got him out of sight, basically out of public sight, there was another man there, and he had a gun. Well, you know how that escalated. Basically, they were trying to, rob him. So he threw his wallet and stuff on the ground. Said, nah, whatever. And then they must have heard a noise the way it sounded. He took advantage of that, the victim, and he got the gun away after the man tried to shoot at him, and then he shot at him. And essentially it was a happy ending because he did not sustain any injuries. The one guy ended up in the hospital. Charges were filed. And it was just a great example of be aware of your situation around you. And when you have the opportunity, maybe take advantage of that. And he was able to defend himself. So I thought that was an interesting story. I'd like to know a few more details, but there isn't a lot out there.
Just because a pretty woman wants to take you into a dark alley doesn't mean it's going to be fun. I mean, come on, use your head.
Use your head, the right one.
Yeah. I know what I did there. I knew it when I did it, but there we are.
And I got to say thank you right now to a new sponsor. I know, shameless plug, to Anvil Brand LLC, Barrel Horses and Training. So right outside of Bismarck, I believe, down that Lincoln area. So we want to thank them for coming on board.
And SchwannBuickGMC.com. If you're plugging one, I'm plugging one.
Absolutely.
Those are the 701s. So when do we get to see you on the app and stuff?
Well, we'll get this uploaded right away here. You can get on the iHeart app or the website. Go to Guns and 701 or KFYR, Mitchell in the morning, and you'll be able to get all the Guns and 701 you need.
There you have it. Right there at Fascist Book 2.
Yeah, you can go over there.
Well, it's not going away, let's face it. But
no, it's not.
We will all make fun of it, we'll all put it down, and we'll all use it. So there we are.
There you go.
Clay Peterson, Guns of the 701. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
You too, Todd. Thank you.
Ready, take care. 8:54. Just a few on the birthday list today. Chelsea Bosch of Bismarck turns 37 tomorrow. Mike and Dawn Mosier of Medina, 40th anniversary coming up on Sunday.